How long have you been acting?
I've acted off and on throughout the years, I suppose. I was in a Peter Pan production that never actually was performed, but I played Michael. I don't know, I've mostly directed more than acted, but I was in a lot of church productions and just like little things. I was in the Shakespeare camp, and so just like off and on my whole life, I suppose.
How long have you been a part of this web series?
Well, as one of the creators, I've been a part of it the whole time. Since before we even wrote the script.
What do you enjoy about this web series?
I really enjoy the story and how deep all the characters are and how they each have their own problems and their own personalities and their own ways to deal with things, and they're all very different, and yet some of them are very similar. And I really like how everything comes together and how it's all intertwined in the family, and how a lot of the characters that are related, how we've just now started to notice their similarities and how we didn't even plan that. We didn't even plan it that way. I love how it's all like, just the puzzle pieces are just like fitting together without even thinking about that detail. That's what I really like about it. And I also really like all the people that we're working with. I love the cast, and Kelsey and Ruth have been amazing in helping create this, and I just love everyone working together and coming up with ideas, and I love collaboration and how everyone's so excited about it.
How do you feel about playing your character? What do you like about her, them? What do you not like about them? And what's the hardest part when it comes to being your role?
Well, since I'm two people, I suppose I have to talk about both. Liberty, she's a lot like me. In fact, she's almost exactly like me, except a little bit more over the top, a little bit more active, and a little bit more motivated to do schoolwork and stuff like that. But she is a lot like me because she has tons of talents that she loves to do, and she's very creative, and she's very motivated and ambitious, which I'm very ambitious, and so I could really relate to her because of that. Liberty is very smart, and she knows she doesn't want to get into things like drugs and drinking and sex, and like she knows she wants to make sure she doesn't have sex until she's ready. She's very determined, I guess would be the word. Determined to keep her life healthy, and I really like that about her. She can be a little bit judgmental towards the rest of the family. It doesn't show too much, but she can be a little bit judgmental, and so that's probably what I don't like about her. Liberty is pretty easy to be. Probably in future seasons I'm going to show her more, being more active and show more of the sportsy side of her, and that will probably be a little difficult. I mean, I love playing sports, but I'm not that good. So yeah, that'll probably end up being the hard part of being her. Elise is very complex, and I do like being her, but sometimes I hate being her. I like being her because she's fun and she's over the top, and she's very dramatic, so she's kind of like me in that way. It's kind of like Liberty and Elise are both a part of me, but the total opposite sides of myself. What I really like about Elise is that she's very deep. She doesn't always show it, but she has this deep pain that she's just hiding, and I really think it's fun to play that role because I'm trying to think of how to show that, how to show her reaction to things, and it's a very interesting experience. What I hate about her is that sometimes she's a little too much, and then there's the wig. I hate wearing the wig, and the way she dresses. I mean, I like wearing skirts occasionally, but only for like 10 minutes, and then I'm done. I just, the way she dresses, I like it for her, but sometimes it's difficult because she is slutty, and that's the hardest part about being her, when she's really slutty and like trying to use her body to get love. That's the hard part about being her, because it's kind of hard to show that, especially in front of the camera. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's difficult.
Describe who your character is to you.
Like I said earlier, they're both like a part of myself, but like the opposite, and
Like to the
more to the extreme. Yeah, because like I can relate to both of them, but Elise, I feel like she could easily be misunderstood. I know that she can be very irritating when she goes into the bratty side of herself. But really, she's very complex, and she's taken on this persona because she's hurting and because she's jealous of Liberty. I can really feel for her. I mean, I'm not extreme like that. I can sometimes find myself putting on a mask. I try not to, but sometimes it's just like I don't feel good, but I make everyone think that I'm okay because I want to look like I'm strong, and that's kind of like Elise. She's taken it on for so many years. She's taken on this persona because she can't find love from her family. It's just really sad, and that's what she is to me. She's someone who is hurting, who was exposed to this lifestyle and wanted to be accepted somewhere, so she just started to get into this lifestyle of sleeping around, and it's become part of her. And I think she could break out of it. Connor tries to help her realize that it doesn't have to just be about the sex. It doesn't have to be about your body. She starts to realize this, but stuff happens that makes it not really work. So I'm not going to say what that is, but Elise is very complex, and I understand if some people don't understand her and don't like her, because she can be very irritating, and the way I play her is pretty whiny at times, but that's what she knows. She grew up with her mom being crazy, and she's a lot like her mom, and she saw that example and, just took it on. Liberty is like the good side of me, I guess, except that she can be very judgmental at times. So that's who they are to me.
Who is your favorite character and why?
Well, I really, really like Elise. She is definitely one of my favorites. I really, really like Avery. She has so much turmoil going on. What I really like about Avery, though, is that she will tell it like it is. unless it's about herself. But she will just like, she doesn't care what they say. She'll just tell them to cut it out or whatever. She's very rebellious, and she speaks her mind. And I feel like she's really, really strong, but she expects herself to be strong, and so that's why she was disappointed in herself because of everything that happened with Ronnie, because she wasn't strong in that situation. And so I can really relate to her in that way, because there are times that I feel I need to be strong, and then suddenly I fall apart for some reason, and I'm like, I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm supposed to be strong. So I can relate to Avery a lot in that way. And then I also really like Miranda and Lane. I wrote those characters too, and I really like them. Miranda's just like creepy. She does some crazy stuff later on, and Lane is just an evil manipulator. And so I really like those characters.
Which storyline can you relate to the most?
I think I can relate to Elena's storyline, how she's dating Ronnie. And, well, part of why she's with him, I think, is because deep down she wants to fix him. I had an experience with my past relationship that I was basically in denial the whole relationship about how it really was. And that's the situation Elena's in right now with Ronnie. She wants it to be perfect. She wants a perfect relationship. She wants to be the star couple and all that. And that's really how I felt when I was in that relationship. So yeah, Elena's relationship with Ronnie.
What do you really feel about the family?
Wow, I am definitely blessed to have the family I have. I love my family. As for this family, they're really fun to write. They're really fun to play around with, and it's fun to make trouble for them. But if they were an actual family, it would be really sad. That's what I feel.
Is there a character you just can't stand?
That's really hard. I don't know.
Well, if they were...
Because I mean, I don't like Calvin and Kyle and, you know, the jerks that I wrote. But I still liked writing them, and it was fun. And it was fun doing the scenes with them. And, well, obviously, if they were a real person, I wouldn't be able to stand.
Would you be able to stand Elise?
Yeah, I think so. I think I could be friends with Elise. Yeah, I would want to be there for her, because she has no one to talk to. That's one of her major problems, is she can't tell anyone, she can't talk to anyone about what she's going through. And so, yeah, I can stand Elise. I mean, I can see why other people might not be able to stand her, but I can't stand her.
What's your favorite episode and scene?
My favorite episode would definitely either have to be the Thanksgiving episode, because a lot of drama happens with the family, and I love seeing the parents actually fight, because we don't get too much storyline with the parents in the first season, but in Thanksgiving you probably get the most, and I really like seeing that. Or the finale, both 12 and 13, the two-parter, because a lot happens at that party, and I think it's a very dramatic cliffhanger. I really like it. Oh, and seeing either the cat fight that happens in episode 5 with Elise, the scene between Elise and Mandy in episode 5 too. That's also in episode 5. When Mandy's drunk. Or the scene between Elena and Ronnie and Avery and Tamara in the finale. I really love that scene. It's it has lots of really dramatic dialogue, and I really love it. And they did a great job performing that scene.
Who do you like working with so far?
Well, as a director, I love the whole cast. I love working with each and every one of them. They're really fun to work with, and they're really great actors, and they take very good direction. And I love seeing them bring the characters to life. I really love it. As the actress for the different scenes that I do, I really love working with Scott. Scott's really easy to work with. It's really easy to act off of him and to really get into the scene. So I really love working with him. I also really love working with Kaylee, who plays Elena. She's so fun. We don't have that much together the first season, but the scene that we have, I love her being mean to me, and that's just really fun. And I also really love working with Monica. It's also really easy to act off of her playing Brianna. Yeah, so I really love working with those three in particular. I mean, everyone's great. I love everyone. But in particular for acting-wise, I really love working on those actors.
What motivates you as an actor?
Well, as one of the creators, I know how I want it to look. And so I think that really helps when playing Elise, because I know exactly how I want Elise to look. And so that really helps motivate me to do a good job and to bring my characters to life. That's what motivates me.
Tell us about your past projects. What's one of your favorite and funniest memories from acting?
Alright, well, I'm actually going to say from directing, because I've done more projects with directing. I directed 3 musicals before this, and they were all really great projects, and I loved working on them, and I loved each cast that we had. There are a few moments that I want to share. So one is in the first production that I directed, one of my actors had to run and jump in front of a knife and get stabbed instead of the other character. And at the last performance, when he ran and jumped in front of the knife broke. And so that's one of my favorites. And then another one is from the second production I did. One of my actresses needed time to change backstage. And so I added this little scene, but I didn't want to actually write dialogue for them. So my 2 actors, Fidel and Ellen, had to do a short improv, and each night it was different dialogue. They both came up with amazing, funny stuff, and I loved all of them. So that was really funny. And then the last one was also the second production. It wasn't funny at the time, but it's funny now. During a sword fight, during the performance, my actress was supposed to just act like she got stabbed, but she actually did get stabbed with a wooden sword, and it hurt really bad. And then she had to sing through the pain.
What do you think could happen to your character?
Well, I know everything that's gonna happen to my characters because I'm the creator of them and I'm writing for them. But I think lots of different things could happen to them, especially with Elise, Like, it's still out in the open what choice she's gonna make with her situation, and I think lots could happen, and she could make the right choice and just talk to Connor about it, because I really feel like he's the type that would understand and that would listen and be there for her. But, you know, that's something that could happen, but it's not necessarily something that's gonna happen. So she could either go that way, or she could keep it a secret and keep the pain inside and keep fighting it all by herself.
Anything else you want to say about working on this project?
It's been really fun. It's been a great experience. It's been a lot of work though. And I really appreciate all the actors that have given their time and their energy to this project. They've really made it possible for this to happen, and I'm really excited to see it come to life, and I'm excited to see what viewers think about it. And, you know, just be watching September 29th.